When the WWE first started to do these shoot interviews on the WWE network, I felt like it was a great idea. I felt like it was an excellent way to capitalize on the wrestling shoot industry. Because one thing us wrestling fans here on the internet like knowing about is the behind the scenes stuff. The stuff that makes us go, oh wow, I didn't know about that. We like hearing about the gritty stories of someone injuring themselves or getting into fights with him and him, or him and her, or her and her, and showing us that this is not an easy business. This is why companies like RF Video have made so much money off of these shoot interviews, because we get a first-hand look into what they need to do, what they had to do to make interesting TV, to create entertainment. This is not something that anybody can just do. So I thought the WWE was going to capitalize on that. The interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon was excellent. He asked him some hardball questions about Macho Man, Cesaro, CM Punk, about the fans being disinterested about Raw, about the network. And although Vince did dodge a lot of those questions and gave us very PC answers, he asked the right questions, the ones we wanted to know about. And as a result, guess what? We watched it. We were excited about it. And because of that interview, we were excited about the next one with Triple H. Same thing. Asked about China, asked about NXT, asked about Raw, his problems with it. Triple H said, it's too long. These are questions we want to know about. So when I heard that Stone Cold Steve Austin was being replaced with Chris Jericho, I got worried. Because, not saying that Chris Jericho can't ask hardball questions, I thought they were going to go away from the shoot interview style that we as wrestling fans thought we were going to get. Now, the interview with John Cena was good. I felt like Jericho, although it wasn't a lot of hardball questions, you didn't need to be hardball with John Cena. He was open about everything, and Jericho asked him everything. So we still learned some new stuff. I didn't know John Cena wanted to go heel. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were going to turn him heel and then backed off on it. So even though it wasn't the Stone Cold Steve Austin hardball kind of interview, it still provided enough content for me to chew on and then get a great perspective on John Cena, the guy, and how his career was. Because now I respect John Cena a lot more, knowing that he feels the exact same way we do. Which is why you ask those hardball questions. So we get to know how you think, how you are, and what you had to go through. I'm not saying every interview has to be like that, but come on. When you have someone like Stephanie McMahon, the daughter of Vince McMahon, there are so many things you can ask her that would create awesome material for the network. And I felt like Chris Jericho didn't do that. He went an hour asking her some of the softest questions I have ever heard of. I felt like for almost an hour, all she did was talk about how big of an inspiration her father is, which I can understand, and life lessons, and her husband, and being a wife with children. And I think that's great. You know, I think Stephanie as a person must be an awesome person, first off, because, hello, you're the daughter of Vince McMahon, and you're married to Triple H. It must be an awesome life. I'm pretty sure it is. And it's great to hear about it, but Stephanie, this is a wrestling shoot interview. I would think maybe I was mistaken to expect this from the WWE. Because now I feel like the wrestling shoot interview is done. Now we have a talk show. A talk show. Because, you know, that is what wrestling fans want. They want Ellen DeGeneres. They want Steve Harvey. They want the late night show with Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel. That's what wrestling fans want. No, you idiots. What the hell are they doing? What is this? What happened? Did the interview with Austin and McMahon make them panic and go, oh, we can't have this. He's exposing too much. He's making us look bad. Who cares? What happened to all publicity is good publicity? What happened to that? What happened to, it doesn't matter what I have to say. You want the truth? Here's the truth. But because Austin asked the right questions and Vince McMahon being out of touch, because I'm starting to think that now, I'm starting to think Vince is just out of touch. He did not know how to respond to it, and WWE panicked and said, oh, we can't have this because it's making him look bad. So now we have to go to Chris Jericho, and now we have to be nice and kind and PG, and he has to be nice to them because you're scared. You became afraid of something that honestly could have helped you out. Instead of waiting until the wrestlers left the WWE to express their grievances, express their problems with the company, why not do it on their own network? This way, the wrestlers have a chance to express themselves, have a chance to get it off their chest and go back to work, instead of letting it bottle up and then unleashing it when they leave. And guess who gets the money from that? Guess who gets the benefits from that? The wrestlers and the company they did the shoot with. Usually RF Video. I personally would love to have heard Austin interview Cesaro, especially after Vince said what he said. Think about that, man. And getting back to this interview, there were so many other questions that could have been asked to Stephanie that Chris Jericho did not even touch. Number one, China. China. Come on now. Come on. We're not stupid. We know Triple H dated China. We know that. And right now, one of the big questions in the wrestling world is if China is going into the Hall of Fame. And what does Stephanie have to say about that? Because she's all about the female wrestlers in the industry. She might not personally like China, but still, she is the very first female to win the IC championship. She did help DX. She is an integral part of her husband's success. She is. So China was a question I thought he was going to ask her, and he didn't, and I was like, what the hell's wrong with you? And then we got the Macho Man rumors. How can you not bring that up? Did you and Macho Man have a thing? She could have said no. Done. Move on. Okay, maybe it would have been true. Maybe it's not true. I don't care. The idea is to ask questions fans want to know about. I heard rumors that Vince wanted to do a pregnancy storyline. Address that. I don't want to hear about Stephanie talking about how hard it was to date Triple H back in the day when they first started. I already heard about that. I don't want to hear about the great times that Jericho and Stephanie had. I already know about that. It's on your DVD. A lot of the stuff they talked about, I already knew. And I felt like they missed a lot of opportunities to really, really make this interview special. And it really wasn't. Okay, they talked about Ronda Rousey. Great. Wonderful. I think that's wonderful, but at the exact same time, I kind of already suspected that there was nothing behind that. People assumed, oh, are we going to have a match at WrestleMania? And I even said, that's highly unlikely. If it is going to happen, great. But I wouldn't be shocked if it didn't happen. And based off of what Dana White said, it's not going to happen. Not anytime soon, at least. But other than Ronda Rousey and AJ Lee, this interview was worthless. It really was. This was the weakest interview we got out of the 4 we got. The one with Austin and McMahon, Austin and Triple H, and Jericho and Cena. And I just had to think about this for a second and go, what the hell? Who were they trying to appeal to? The kids don't care about this. They don't. The teens don't care about this. And us hardcore fans sure as hell don't care about this. So who are you trying to appeal to exactly? The casual viewers? The people who own your network are hardcore fans. You idiots. It's stupid. And I would think of all people, Chris Jericho would know better. Come on, Jericho. I used to think you were a voice of the people, that you understood the wrestling fans. Now I feel like you're more about your own agenda. I believe CM Punk. I think CM Punk in that interview, when he said that other people were trying to further their own agendas, I now feel like Chris Jericho is that kind of guy. I think he's looking out for him and him alone. He used to come across as a guy that was for the people, but, you know, went about it the right way, following the rules, not pulling a CM Punk or a Stone Cold Steve Austin and walking out. I used to think he understood his audience, understood wrestling fans. Now, I feel like he's just as out of touch as Vince is. And he really just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it anymore. And this interview to me was eye-opening and letting me know what the WWE's ultimatum is now with this interview stuff. It's no longer about wrestling shoots. It's about making the wrestling company look good and their wrestlers look good. It's all about the image. It's all about the image, and I should have seen that coming. I was stupid to think, very stupid to think, that they were going to try and brand their own wrestling shoot kind of series, which, again, would have made them a lot of money. It's a great way to really capture those hardcore fans, but again, I'm stupid. This is a very corporate-led WWE, and I shouldn't expect them to really care about what the fans want. It's more about what the people running the ship want. And I feel like because of that, I think these interviews now, they don't mean anything. Unless they bring back Austin, because I know Stone Cold Steve Austin will always ask the right questions. Chris Jericho, I don't think he'll do it anymore. I think he's a sellout. I think he's a corporate shill. He is a corporate shill. He kisses up to the company, and I'm pretty sure he won't watch this video, but if he watches it, you are a corporate shill. If you enjoyed it, congratulations. I didn't think it was all that good. People complain about Cena being corporate and PC. Holy crap, what was this? We learned something new with John Cena. I didn't learn a damn thing about Stephanie McMahon. I didn't. But tell me down below. I'm pretty sure some of you all thought it was awesome. Whatever, man. Whatever. I thought it sucked. I thought it was the weakest interview on the network so far. And this whole talk show live with Chris Jericho, it sucks. It's nowhere as good as Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast or Jim Ross's podcast or anybody's podcast. I really thought Jericho was going to be a voice of the people. Now I feel like he is definitely a corporate shill, in my personal opinion. Give me your thoughts down below. How do you feel about this? I'm pretty sure I pissed some people off. That's what I do, folks. Thank you for watching. Your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off. I'm out. Peace.